was another coordinator-related thing that I found very interesting.
Okay.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
We're about to. They look poised to hire an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
You know the story.
Yeah.
Good. Tell me his name.
Well, I forgot his name, but there was a lot that happened at Notre Dame. Their offensive line coach that has long been known as their guy and has helped. There's a lot of offensive linemen in the NFL that come from Notre Dame. Notre Dame,
lot. They are sneaky, really great at producing.
Yeah, and if you go to Notre Dame and you're an offensive lineman, you have the shot, of course, to be a top-tier offensive lineman in the NFL if you do everything right. Their coach announced he's stepping away, offensive line coach stepping away for Notre Dame, and they announced it 10 minutes before kickoff of the Super Bowl.
Well, here's another one. So they're looking for an offensive coordinator, and they're talking to Utah's Andy Ludwig. Andy Ludwig from Utah, and he is now staying at Utah, and we couldn't tell if it meant he was staying because he loved Utah or he just didn't like Notre Dame. But it appears it's possible Notre Dame passed on him because they were not willing to pay the $2.8 million buyout to Utah to get Ludwig away from there. There's a couple problems with this. All right? Number one is if you are public about not paying the $2.8 million buyout, that means Andy Ludwig was your choice.
Yeah.
So when you go hire B, or when you go hire number 2, he'll always be number 2.
And
you'll know if they hire, Willie Featherdick from wherever, if they go out and hire Willie, I know Willie wasn't their first choice. Yep. So how is Willie going to go in there and command an offense when they didn't want him?
It's certainly a situation that does not look good. And
secondly,
yeah, you're Notre Dame, guys.
You're Notre Dame.
It's like, what do you mean, $2.8 million?
You think Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State are walking into that room saying, "Hey, we want to hire you"? He says, "Yeah, can you pay 2.8?" They're not leaving that room without that guy. They're not leaving. This is big time college football. You either are in or you're out, and if you're not in, you're out, and they're not in. That's not the actions of somebody who wants to be a major, different, big-time college football program.
Also, $2.8 million buyout these
not a whole
days
lot of
is
money.
not a whole lot of money.
Not a whole lot of money. And it's because they share all their TV money with their conference mates, right?
Yeah, that's probably
No, they have their own TV deal.
Yeah.
They have their own money. Like, $2.8 million is nothing.
And then
what are they doing?
And then they have the Catholic Church behind them that doesn't get taxed.
What are they doing? I don't understand. If, in fact, this is all true. Now, this is all reported.
Yes.
But we certainly know they talked to Andy Ludwig. We certainly know there was high interest. We certainly know that he is now staying at Utah. I don't see a world where any of this looks good for Notre Dame.
No, it also, like we just said, very embarrassing. And it looks like you don't want to play big ball when it's almost like, yeah, if you're in that big finance world or whatnot, yeah, you may not want to buy that really nice car, but you have to, because if you are driving the shitty car and everyone else is, you're kind of looked at like, wait, what's going on here? And then the recruits see that, and then if you're a quarterback getting recruited to go play Notre Dame, they don't even want to pay for the best coach that they could find to coach you.
This is also on the heels of another program walking in and taking their homegrown offensive coordinator, a guy who is true blue Notre Dame, always Notre Dame, young. You got him at the beginning of his career, and you let somebody come get him. I don't know what Notre Dame's up to right now, because it is not. They are not performing the actions of a top elite college football program.
And their fans will tell you that they are. If you don't mention them when you talk about top elite programs, they scoff at you. And also, when you're looking at Notre Dame right now, we don't often talk about windows when it comes to college football, but they have a window this year. You don't bring in Sam Hartman if you don't think you can win it all this year.
Right.
Because you would rather try to find somebody else that you can build with, and it's like, hey, this is his first year. There's going to be some growing pains, but next year, that's the year. No, you brought in Sam Hartman for this year.
But if I'm Sam Hartman, I show up. I'm going through spring practice. You guys found an offensive coordinator that fits my skills? Good. Oh, you won't pay him? What the fuck am I doing here?
And it's South Bend, Indiana. It's cold. You're looking around. You're like, I could have went to Florida.
Yeah. I was in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Yeah.
I could have been on the beach in 3 hours.
Yep.
All right.